Hey, welcome. On our first episode of Have Clubs Will Travel, we talked about the ultimate experience in the game of golf, and that's going to Scotland and playing the old course at St. Andrews. There's nothing like it in the game, just the feel and the ambience and the history. You know, and part of that is the town of St. Andrews itself. St. Andrews, by the way, is about 50 miles northeast of Edinburgh, and it's this charming medieval village that has a history dating back over 1,000 years that includes political and religious strife and wars. And then you add to that in 1413, the third oldest university in the English-speaking world, the University of St. Andrews, was established. And about the same time in the 1400s, golf was starting to really take root. This new pastime has become all the rage. So you combine all of that together, and it creates this incredible bouillabaisse for golf travelers. St. Andrews is the ultimate golf experience, bar none. So when you go to St. Andrews to play the old course, which you have to do, I highly recommend playing some of the other courses of the St. Andrews Links Trust, especially the new course, which is right by the old course. The new course is the oldest new course in the world. It was built in 1895 by old Tom Morris, who was the keeper of the green for the old course. He was also a club maker. He made golf balls. And part of the reason there was a new course was the game of golf was exploding around the world, everywhere the British Empire went. India, South America, New Zealand, Australia, Asia, United States. It was blooming everywhere. And a lot of it had to do with the new golf ball, which Tom Morris in his shop used to make. The first ball was the feathery, which was a top hat full of feathers was stuffed into a casing, and the ball was very expensive to make. You could only make 2 or 3 a day. And then in the late 1800s, the gutta percha ball, the gutty, came to be. And it was cheaper, it was more reliable, it was durable, and all of a sudden, more people could afford to play the game of golf. And in St. Andrews, of course, that led to the new course, which I've loved. It's not anywhere near as hard as the old course. It doesn't have the same feel, the same ambiance, but it's right by it. It's on the same land. You get the same feeling of playing golf in the town of St. Andrews, and it's marvelous. And there's a great 3-hole stretch. I love the 8th hole, which is a par 5, where you approach the green and avoid these 2 spectacle bunkers that are guarding the right and left side. And then the par 3 9th, which plays over 230 yards, and you have the Eden Estuary on the left and a hollow to the right where your ball seems to want to go. And then the marvelous par 4 10th, where you turn back and start walking back into town, 464 yards from the back tee and all the par 4 you want. In addition to the old course and new course, the St. Andrews Links Trust has 5 other layouts. Right next to the new course is the 3rd course that was built in St. Andrews, the Jubilee course, which opened in 1897 to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Victoria and her ascension to the throne. It's been redone many times over the years, but the current course we find today was done by Donald Steele. It plays to about 6,700 yards, and many think it's the toughest course of all the courses in St. Andrews. On the same golfing ground, right next to the old course on the other side, is the Eden course. It was built in 1914 by the great architect Harry S. Colt. It's a true shotmaker's course and an absolute blast to play. Just outside the town of St. Andrews is the newest addition to the St. Andrews Links courses, and that's the Castle course. It opened in 2008. It was designed by David Kidd. It plays on the side of a hill, which was an ancient royal hunting ground, and it's all the golf you want. And probably the best thing about playing the Castle course is the incredible views you get back across the bay to the town of St. Andrews. And you see the old castle and the old cathedral and the buildings of St. Andrews University. It's fantastic. By the way, the 17th hole of par 3 is one of the hardest par 3s you're ever going to see. And if you take the hero line and go right at the pin, you got to clear this deep chasm right by the North Sea. And it's all the golf you want, and I highly recommend playing these other courses that are part of the St. Andrews Links Trust. And the St. Andrews Links Trust also has 2 additional courses that are owned by the city, and they're family friendly and kind of short and plain, but fun to play if that's what you're into. Balcove is a little 9-hole course that's perfect for kids and beginners, and Strathtyrum is an 18-hole course that's, if you're getting ready to play the Old or the New or Jubilee or Castle, it's a great place to get rid of your jet lag, go take a walk, hit the ball around, and prepare to play golf in St. Andrews. And a great way to play these courses is to buy a multi-day booking ticket from the St. Andrews Links Trust. Here's mine from a recent trip to Scotland. You can play unlimited golf on the New and Jubilee and Eden and Strathtyrum and the Castle course. They offer both 3 and 7-day tickets with advanced booking and without. I personally like the 3-day advanced booking ticket because you can make tee times on these courses before you even travel to Scotland. And the cost is pretty good. It goes anywhere from $230 in the low season. The high season, it's about $340 depending on the exchange rate. And then the rest of October, it goes back to the low season for $230. Fantastic way to play golf in St. Andrews to your heart's content. So as you can tell, I love St. Andrews, and I strongly encourage you to go to St. Andrews, stay a few days, play the old course, play the other courses, and just enjoy this fantastic seaside town. Go to the restaurants, the local bars, walk around the University of St. Andrews campus, go see the remnants of the old St. Andrews Castle, and make your way up to the ancient remnants of the old cathedral, and visit the graves of old and young Tot Morris. Pay homage to the golf gods while you're there because they have a strong presence in St. Andrews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Have Clubs Will Travel.